Welcome to HD Coins World. Today, we're diving into the world of ultra-rare and highly valuable Washington quarter-dollar coins, hidden treasures that coin collectors dream of finding. Some of these quarters, hiding in plain sight, have sold for unbelievable prices at auctions. In this video, we'll reveal the top 3 rarest and most valuable Washington quarters, uncover their key features, explore the mint errors that make them worth big money, and show you exactly how to spot one in your collection. Could you be holding on to a fortune without even realizing it? Stay tuned, because you won't want to miss this. Number 1. 1965 Quarter Dollar. The 1965 Washington quarter might seem like an ordinary coin at first glance, but hidden among them are rare varieties worth a fortune. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1965 quarter, uncovering key features, mint errors, and why collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. Plus, stay tuned as we reveal another rare quarter that sold for an astonishing price. You might even have one of these valuable coins in your collection without realizing it. The 1965 Washington quarter holds a unique place in U.S. coin history. That year, the U.S. Mint transitioned from 90% silver to a copper-nickel clad composition, making silver quarters from this period incredibly rare. But that's not the only reason this coin is valuable. Certain 1965 quarters were mistakenly struck on leftover silver planchets from 1964. These transitional errors are highly sought after and command enormous prices at auctions. Collectors also look for high-grade examples of the 1965 quarter. Coins with exceptional luster, sharp details, and minimal wear can fetch thousands, even without errors. But let's talk about the real jackpot, errors that make this coin worth serious money. One of the most valuable 1965 quarters is the silver planchet error. Instead of being struck on the new copper-nickel composition, a few were mistakenly struck using the previous year's silver planchet. These coins can be identified by their weight. While a regular clad quarter weighs about 5.67 grams, the silver version weighs around 6.25 grams. If you suspect you have one, a simple digital scale can confirm it. Another error to watch for is the double die obverse, where the coin's design appears slightly doubled due to misalignment during the striking process. This error is most noticeable on Washington's profile and the lettering on the coin. Collectors and experts pay close attention to these details, as they significantly impact the coin's value. Then there are off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned, leaving part of the coin blank. The more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin, especially if the date remains visible. Another rare variety is the missing clad layer error, where the coin appears copper-toned on one side due to the absence of the outer nickel layer. These errors are not only rare but also highly prized by collectors. Now, let's talk about what makes these coins so valuable. Aside from their rarity, collectors are drawn to the historical significance of the 1965 quarter. The transition from silver to clad marked a major shift in U.S. coinage, and any mistakes made during that transition became valuable anomalies. The fewer of these error coins that exist, the higher their market value climbs. Auction prices for these rare quarters have skyrocketed. One such example reached an incredible amount, selling for a jaw-dropping sum at auction. And speaking of high-value quarters, let's take a look at another rare gem, the 1976 bicentennial quarter. One of the most remarkable sales in recent history involved a 1976 bicentennial quarter, struck in 40% silver with a dramatic double die obverse error. This coin was sold at auction on August 24, 2022, fetching an incredible sum. These quarters, especially those with unique mint errors, continue to surprise collectors and investors alike. But what about the highest recorded auction price for a 1965 quarter? A rare, nearly flawless example sold for an astounding $98,000, proving that even modern coins can be worth a small fortune if they possess the right characteristics. Now, here's a question for you. Have you ever come across a 1965 quarter with an unusual appearance, missing clad layers, or an off-center strike? Let us know in the comments. Who knows, you might be sitting on a valuable treasure without even realizing it. Keep searching, and happy collecting. Number 2. The 1776 to 1976 Bicentennial Washington Quarter is one of the most fascinating coins ever minted by the United States. While millions were produced to commemorate the 200th anniversary of American independence, some rare varieties and mint errors have turned ordinary pocket change into hidden treasures worth a fortune. Coin dealers and collectors are constantly searching for these rare gems, and today, we're uncovering what makes these quarters so valuable, how to spot key errors, and the record-breaking auction prices they have fetched. The bicentennial quarter is instantly recognizable by its unique design. Unlike the regular Washington quarter, which features the classic eagle on the reverse, the 1776 to 1976 version showcases a colonial drummer with a torch of victory encircled by 13 stars. The dual date, 1776 to 1976, on the obverse marks the nation's 200th birthday, making this quarter a historical piece of American coinage. While most of these quarters were struck in a copper-nickel composition, the U.S. Mint also released a special 40% silver version. These silver bicentennial quarters were only available in collector sets, but over the years, some have found their way into circulation, making them a rare discovery. However, the real treasures are the rare errors and high-grade examples that have sold for staggering amounts. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die obverse, where elements of the coin's design, such as Washington's profile or the lettering, appear slightly doubled. This occurs when the die shifts during the striking process, creating a unique and valuable variation. Collectors pay top dollar for well-defined double die quarters, especially those in uncirculated condition. Another major error to look for is the off-center strike. If a bicentennial quarter was not properly aligned during minting, it could result in a coin where part of the design is missing. The more off-center the strike, the higher the coin's value, especially if the date remains visible. One of the rarest and most valuable mistakes is the wrong planchet error. Some 1776 to 1976 quarters were mistakenly struck on 40% silver planchets intended for other denominations or struck on experimental metal compositions. These rare anomalies are among the most valuable bicentennial quarters ever discovered. So, how do you spot these rare and valuable quarters? Start by examining the coin's weight. Standard copper-nickel quarters weigh 5.67 grams, while the 40% silver versions weigh around 5.75 grams. A simple digital scale can help determine if you have a silver quarter. Next, inspect the design under magnification to look for doubling, off-center strikes, or missing clad layers. If you suspect you have an error coin, getting it professionally graded can confirm its authenticity and increase its market value. Auction records show just how much these rare quarters can be worth. While circulated versions might only be worth face value, rare error varieties and high-grade examples have reached incredible prices. In one of the most astonishing sales, a nearly flawless 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarter sold for an unbelievable sum at auction. And speaking of record-breaking sales, one of the highest-selling bicentennial quarters, featuring a rare double die error and struck in 40% silver, was auctioned for an incredible $109,000. Now, here's a question for you. Have you ever found a bicentennial quarter in your pocket or coin collection that looked different from the rest? Maybe it had a unique shine, a missing clad layer, or a slight doubling in the design? Let us know in the comments. You might be holding onto a rare and valuable treasure without even realizing it. Keep searching, and happy collecting! Number 3, 1779 quarter dollar. The 1979 Washington quarter might seem like just another coin in your pocket, but some rare varieties and mint errors have turned this seemingly ordinary quarter into a collector's dream. While millions of these coins were minted, a few rare ones have sold for jaw-dropping prices at auctions. Today, we're diving into the key features, the rarest errors to look for, why these quarters are so valuable, and how you can spot one in your collection. The 1979 Washington quarter features the classic design of George Washington on the obverse, originally sculpted by John Flanagan. The reverse showcases the majestic eagle with its wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below, symbolizing strength and peace. While this design remained unchanged for decades, what makes the 1979 quarter special is not just its history but the rare errors that occurred during minting. One of the most sought-after errors in the 1979 quarter is the double die obverse. This error happens when the die strikes the coin more than once, slightly misaligned, causing a noticeable doubling in Washington's portrait, the date, or the lettering. A well-defined double die error can significantly increase the coin's value, making it a treasure for collectors. Another rare variety is the off-center strike. If the coin wasn't properly aligned in the minting press, part of the design could appear misaligned, leaving a blank portion on the coin's surface. The more off-center the strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin, especially if the date remains visible. One of the most exciting discoveries is the 1979 quarter struck on a wrong planchet. Occasionally, the mint mistakenly used planchets meant for other denominations, such as nickels or dimes. These wrong planchet quarters are extremely rare and can fetch incredible prices at auctions. Another major error to watch for is the missing clad layer, where the outer nickel layer didn't properly bond with the copper core, giving the coin a distinct, copper-like appearance on one or both sides. So, how do you spot one of these rare 1979 quarters? First, take a close look at the coin under magnification. If you see any doubling in Washington's portrait, lettering, or date, you could have a valuable double die variety. Next, weigh the coin using a digital scale. A standard 1979 quarter should weigh around 5.67 grams. If your coin is significantly lighter or heavier, it could be a rare wrong planchet error. Finally, check for off-center strikes or missing clad layers, as these can make the coin significantly more valuable. These rare 1979 Washington quarters have made headlines in the coin collecting world. High-grade examples with sharp details and mint errors have reached unbelievable auction prices. The demand for these error coins continues to grow as collectors hunt for the rarest finds. One of the most astonishing auction sales involved a nearly flawless 1979 Washington quarter with a unique mint error. This remarkable coin sold for an incredible $92,000. Proving that even modern quarters can be worth big money if they possess the right characteristics. Now, here's a question for you. Have you ever come across a 1979 quarter that looked a little different? Maybe it had a strange shine, an off-center strike, or a missing clad layer? Let us know in the comments. You might be holding onto a rare and valuable coin without even realizing it. Keep searching, and happy collecting!